2v2 Calderis Refinery, blue team. First up, HandS0me is a Grey Knight Brother Captain, durable commander that walks through cover and cannot be suppressed. Very good offense and support, fights in melee combat is rather slow. Alongside, SuperHooper plays a Commissar Lord, good offense and support, also fights in melee combat, begins with an energy shield. Red team, GiDDoLo is a Techmarine, starts out range combat, good DPS, can also support with structures and repair and deal with vehicles pretty nicely too. And rounding us off is CreamySurprise, also known as Hive Minion, plays a Lictor Alpha melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt with some great offense and a little bit of support too. Classic Calderis Refinery, east side a natural victory point for blue team, west side a natural for red, and contested in the mid look like a bunch of Tyranids are going to try and take it. GiDDoLo with a tactical marine squad, capping up 50% faster than normal. Scouts also capping, and a Techmarine has taken the VP quickly for a single cap. We have Inquisitorial Stormtroopers with their hell guns and a strike squad alongside heavy infantry, good in both melee and range combat. Have storm bolters and halberds. Brother Captain now on capping duty. Kicking off on the east side, Commissar puts his shield up, going after that Lictor Alpha, who in turn is going after some guardsmen. Guardsmen pretty pathetic in melee combat, but can set up a wall of fire. Both of them have their sergeants already. Taken up to 9 models means they will reinforce 2 at a time, and the sergeant will be the last to die. Look at the damage to that Lictor Alpha, and he infiltrates and scuttles away. Double termagants backing off. They're going to want to get their toxin sacks to control this Commissar. Might be a bit tough for him in tier 1 if he can manage these termagants well. CreamySurprise 4, 5, 6, 500. Stormtroopers might cap while they shoot. Now they're going to take cover. There you see the Kraken bolts from the tactical marines doing extra damage to the heavy infantry armor of that strike squad. These guys need to get in here and tie up that Techmarine, I think. Taking a lot of damage. Those storm bolters of the strike squad are not to be trifled with. They don't do quite as much damage as tactical marine bolters, but not a whole lot less, given that they have more hit points and better melee, quite a lot better melee as well with their 70 melee skill, and very nice special attacks. 438, 500. Single cap for red. Spore mines up for CreamySurprise, a nightmare for guardsmen. Basically floating grenades that suppress and damage when you detonate them. 430, 500. Termagants doubling up against this generator. No toxin sacks yet. He's gone for a quicker warrior brood. Formagant's finished the cap, so some pressure for SuperHooper to deal with, and he's answered with some Catechin Devils. Very versatile squad, can disrupt from range. We might see it here. There it is. Boom. The all reliable grenade launcher. Look at the range it has. Knocking back and damaging those termagants. Broke some stuff as well, and they retreat out. These guys can also counter melee squads and support with a smoke grenade. Very powerful unit if you use their abilities well. 410, 500. Strike squad getting a bit low on hit points, but submarines are up. There is a jump. These guys fight in melee combat, very good at countering setup teams and range squads in general. But here comes some interceptors teleporting in onto those scouts. That instant teleport. They really are an awesome squad. Very expensive though, 500 rec and 50 power to get these guys on the field. But that instant teleport they have really does make a difference. Much more difficult for your opponent to react when you're instantly on them like that. In tier 2 they can become very powerful with Nemesis Focus and Justicar, but even more expensive. 404, 496. Can HandS0me manage those guys well? We have Scouts, Tactical Marines, Assault Marines, and Stormtroopers, Strike Squad, and Interceptor. Looks like the commanders are going to be making a difference here. Stormtroopers as well will be able to DPS down those scouts quite quickly. They have their sergeant, means they are a detector unit now. Get some more damage from the extra model as well. Heavy weapons squad is up. Lictor Alpha walking right into the firing arc of it, trying to get around, and now he is there. And there are some Catechins. These guys have power melee weapons, but they do not have a melee charge, and they don't perform special attacks, so they're not exactly a dedicated melee squad, but they are very good at fighting other melee squads. 401, 485. Flesh Hook from the Lictor Alpha doesn't take a model. That's his starting ability, and a very awesome one it is. Barbed Strangler Warriors are up. Quite expensive to get Barbed Strangler Warriors on the field. 25 power for the Warrior Brood, another 25 power for the Barbed Strangler itself. It was a very powerful weapon. Instant suppression, good damage from decent range. Also help you counter garrisons. 393, 485 interceptors teleporting in. These guys have pretty nice DPS, higher than Assault Marines. The same amount of health, and there is the Canticle of Absolution, that pillar of fire there, preventing ability usage, also providing some energy regen, which of course synergizes excellently with interceptors, allows it to jump quicker. Very annoying ability to fight around the Mantle of Terror, Canticle of Absolution, and he has Unending Purge as well. GiDDoLo, what is he going to do? I'd go for a melee Techmarine, but he might go for the Plasma Gun. 393, 482. I think a Plasma Gun would be a mistake with interceptors around. A melee Techmarine is pretty awesome right now, I think, with Bionics, Axe, and his shield. Everyone going tier 2 apart from CreamySurprise. 393, 474, 2-point cap for blue. What is HandS0me going to get? Maybe a Librarian on the field. Heavy Weapon Squad will set up with a Heavy Bolter. There's that instant suppression from the Warrior Brood, and you see that green stuff on the ground is the pheromone of the Lictor Alpha. That's his support war gear. Allows you to reinforce Tyranid models. I think it actually allows you to reinforce any model, allied, anything. Also, I think provides some damage resistance, and here comes HandS0me for the first hard double that we've seen, and forces off CreamySurprise quite quickly. We do have a Plasma Gun Techmarine. Serious plasma damage DPS. Doesn't give me a damage value here, but it really hurts heavy infantry, and overcharge makes it even more dangerous. We have Shotgun Scouts. Tactical Marines taking damage trying to cap. 390, 440. There is the We Are the Hammer buff from the Brother Captain. Such an awesome buff it is. And he's going for the Halberd. Ouch. GiDDoLo's Assault Marines are in trouble. They now have their Sergeant. You see him at the front there with the Power Sword. This is Legion of the Damned scheme, if you didn't realise already. 377, 440. Refractor Field is up for the Heavy Weapon Squad, and they're going for an autocannon. 377, 438. Tactical Marines in amongst Grey Knights with their Sergeant. Assault Marines there. There is the Canticle of Absolution. The Assault Marines now cannot jump away. Interceptors need to retreat though. Looks like these guys have their Justicar, yes, and he gives them a power weapon. 377, 426. No sign of their Nemesis focus yet though, which boosts melee damage and health. Formagaunt's reinforcing off the pheromone. Catachun's retreating out. Only lost a model. These guys now have their Sarge, who has a melter gun. You see him with the red cap at the front there. Makes them some soft AV as well, so even more versatility from these guys in tier 2. 377, 413. The Brother Captain has gone down, and that's a blow because he's fully kitted out. Almost level 2 as well. Assault Marines now retreats. Can SuperHooper come and revive? Looks like he's going to try. Scout's trying to decap. That's a fully matured rep point to plus 20 in 2v2. Shotgun blast, nicely done, and runs away. Suppress and knock back on those interceptors. The suppress doesn't last very long though, so you need to use your mobility afterwards. Look at that, there is the Furious Intervention. Causes their teleport to have that disruptive knockback effect when you get their Justicar, making them even more beastly. Still no sign of their Nemesis focus though. I suppose he's going to start thinking about some hard anti-vehicle. He could get a Psy Cannon for the Strike Squad. Strike Squad are very versatile, can get a couple of weapon upgrades, and their Justicar gives them some support. Their Psy Cannon is pretty nice too. Could team that up with the grenades on interceptors to try and deal with vehicles, and they are going to have a vehicle to deal with. GiDDoLo has a Dreadnought on the way. 352, 410. So he's going to need to have an answer for that thing. Could get a Las Cannon Rhino, could get a Purgation Squad of Psy Cannons. We will see. And look at this, the Commissar Lord has the Xenos Power Claw new for 2.2. Replaces the tier 2 Power Fist. It's just a straight up replacement. A model replacement inspired of course by Commissar Yarrick's Power Claw from the fluff or background or lore or whatever you want to call it. Looks pretty awesome. Modelled after the War Boss's Claw scaled down. Looks pretty nuts. 85 heavy melee DPS. Does not give the ability though that the Fist of Brockus gives, and that is an awesome ability. But he's pretty nasty right now with Carapace armor and stubbornness. We have a scout squad capping red team's natural back. GiDDoLo having a look at the middle. Here come a furious intervention, but the dreadnought is there. Is that the first time they saw it? I think it is. There is Emperor's Fist, knockback and stun. A full-on melee dreadnought, the Space Marine Walker. Can get some ranged weapons, but I imagine he's going to keep this thing in melee combat as long as those interceptors are around. Also inspires with each melee kill. You see all of this stuff inspired. That could be the Grey Knights. Where are they gone? Interceptors are mid. 352, 316. About to say that could be the end of the Grey Knight interceptors, but they were mid. Trying to cap there. 352, 316. And we have a Grey Knight Dreadnought. This thing begins with a Multi-Melter. It's going to go straight after the Space Marine one. Multi-Melter's very powerful weapon versus all targets. What short range. Can he finish off the Space Marine Dreadnought? Turret Guard trying to tie it up, but he's on the move and does take it down. That Dreadnought did not last long. But look at the DPS this Turret Guard does. This is crazy. Is he getting a Melter Bomb? He is. That Multi-Melter taking big chunks of hit points off those Assault Marines. Turret Guard is such an awesome unit. Super heavy infantry armor, 2,500 hit points of it. Some beastly DPS and splash damage with a charge and a self-heal. Do need to keep him in Synapse though, or he slows down a lot. He's chasing down this Dreadnought big time. 333, 316, and look at this. Sod, HandS0me, whatever he's called, has gone for a additional Dreadnought Claw. Increasing its melee damage, giving it splash damage, and also giving it Maelstrom. It's a pretty awesome ability. It looks like this Turret Guard is done for, way overextended. And there you see the melee kill inspiration buff that the Grey Knight Dreadnought also has. 318, 316. That was an old reliable, was it? Crazy range. I think that was purification on the Strike Squad to give them some energy. I think it gives 30 energy. 308, 316. Commissar Lord level 3. Brother Captain level 2. Still fully kitted out. Assault Marines are still around, and GiDDoLo goes tier 3 after not doing a whole lot with his Dreadnought. 301, 316. Swarm Lord on the way for CreamySurprise. Super unit for Tyranids. He's got double term against some warriors to back it up with. Of course, the Lictor Alpha also there with Deadly Jump and Pheromone level 2.
We're losing a power node to the
Brother Captain might level in the next engagement if he does well. You see an improvised explosive on that central victory point dropped by the Catechins. There's the Furious Intervention Teleport. Tying up that Techmarine, doesn't want that very powerful plasma gun firing, and again with the Furious Intervention Teleport. Ouch. Interceptors leveling to 2, and they do have their Nemesis focus now. You can tell by the plus icon. Almost 2,000 hit points on a jump squad at level 2. And there's some energy regen from the Canticle. 301, 316, the Xenos Power Claw chopping stuff up. He's going to decap. Catechins get merciless strike, but there is another Furious Intervention Teleport. He's used these interceptors very well, supporting them with the Canticle. And again, it's a 55 energy jump, much like the Assault Marines jump. Plasma Cannon is up for GiDDoLo. I don't think that's a very good choice, to be honest, with his interceptors kicking ass. 301, 297, a nice shot though, ouch. Took about half of the hit points of the interceptors. Very powerful artillery piece. knocking back the Catachans, but they're still close enough to cap. And power is being hit big time. 301, 282. Look at the map control for blue team. But this is a Swarm Lord super unit for Tyranids. Pretty nasty in melee combat. Has vehicle armor. 2,000 hit points of it. Also can regenerate health with Leech Essence. Techmarine is knocked over. Ouch! By the overcharge from the plasma guns. Awesome new ability that they have, but they ate a big chunk of damage from the plasma cannon, but down it goes. Did not think that thing was going to last well. Poor unit choice from GiDDoLo. I guess he just wanted to use some of his excess requisition. Or is he going to go for a Land Raider? No idea. 301, 243. Here comes the Swarm Lord. He's used an ability already. All of his energy is missing. Also has a Blade Storm ability and also provides a speed synapse and a reinforcement synapse. You can reinforce all of your Tyranids off this guy. Really is a line leader for the Tyranids. If only he had a charge, then he'd be perfect. 301, 238, 2-ton cap for blue. Auto cannon getting tied up. The Swarm Lord doesn't actually do splash damage like the other walkers in the game, if you call it a walker. Or super heavies, the Grey Unclean one and the Avatar both do splash damage, I'm pretty sure. But the Swarm Lord does attack very quickly and has that crazy Blade Storm as well. 301, 224, Grey Knight Dreadnought going up against it, but backs away. Strike Squad, I think they should get a Side Cannon right about now. HandS0me well into tier 3 and might drop a Land Raider soon. Land Raider Crusader more specifically. Stormtroopers trying to repair the Dreadnought. The Swarm Lord is causing so much problems right now. Was it a mistake getting that auto cannon? Easy for me to say. Now, should he have kept it as a heavy bolter and then got a las cannon? Look at this, some Kasrkin. What do they have? Wow, they have melter guns. I don't think I've ever seen melter gun Kasrkin actually in a match, so I'm going to be very interested to see how they do. With weapon expertise, the melter guns passively reduced movement speed, as you can see there. 20% reduced, that's a lot. 292, 222. Are they more effective than Stormtrooper anti-armor kit though? With their melter bomb and their infiltration, we will see. These guys do get fragmentation and crack grenades for free right out the gate. Really powerful squad. 292, 222, a bunker here. Oh, it is up already, there we go. That's a medical bunker, so you can reinforce off it. Barb Strangler Carnifex, which is actually buffed in 2.2. Whoa, look at the damage to those guardsmen. This thing now fires quicker. Xeno's Power Claw going up against the Swarm Lord, but taking huge chunks of damage from the super unit for the Tyranids. Taking a lot of damage in turn though from that autocannon, but there's that Barb Strangler shot again, and Leech Essence from the Swarm Lord, draining health and returning it to that super unit. What's going on west side? Land Raider Redeemer for GiDDoLo. Basically a mobile base. You can retreat to it, you can reinforce off it, you can even get inside it, also provide some health regen, and it deals a pretty nasty amount of damage at close range. 2 Flamestorm cannons, twin assault cannon, and a multi-melter. 267, 222. How are they going to counter that thing? Here we go, this is how they're going to counter it. Paladins on the field for HandS0me. Got a cost reduction in 2.2. I think they're 650, 150 now, down from 700, 200. There's their teleport, which all Terminator variants have, and they have these pretty ridiculous demon hammers that do a lot of DPS to all targets, as well as a passive buff to all allied infantry. Not buffing this Dreadnought though. Their Dreadnought could buff them with an inspiration kill. Were they buffed? Doesn't look like they were. 220, 222. He's chasing this Land Raider back into base here. Plasma Cannon, what is it doing? 214, 222. Paladins can't quite get close enough to do damage. There's a sync kill with that Demon Hammer. Boom. 211, 222. Dreadnought going after that Techmarine. Look at the damage that thing does. Wow. definitely doesn't seem to be inspiring those paladins. Not seeing the buff circling away. 211, I should say 214 was going on here. Torrent of Formation went off, destroyed the bunker. Torrent of Formation one-shots garrisons, which is a big upside, and a Lehman Russ is on the field. Interceptors almost level 3, gonna push them over 2,000 hit points. Paladins, wow, took a lot of damage, but they live. Didn't lose a model either. Not entirely sure how much they are to reinforce. I think it's 150-50 like Space Marine Terminators. Lictor, tier 3 Lictor for CreamySurprise in retreat, very powerful unit. This Carnifex has done very well for him. Barb Strangler is so awesome, can also spit out some spore mines for free, just have to pay the population.
The enemy is capturing one of our victory points.
Here comes the Lehman Russ with the Vanquisher upgrade. Long range, very good, nice DPS versus vehicles. Very good, nice. Yes, that was a proper sentence. Injured, you fool. 211, 185. Here comes the Land Raider. This is going to be an important engagement. Tyranids supported by a Land Raider. Commissar Lord trying to decap mid. Looks like he's going to be able to just about. Plasma Cannon hits him just in time and stops the decap. Well, here is a furious intervention. The Land Raider's right there though. Needs to get a bit closer for all of its weapons to come to bear. And here's some spore mines birthed out by the Carnifex. Tons of stuff going on. Interceptors teleporting again onto the Plasma Cannon, and they're going to whack that thing. GiDDoLo has not noticed at all, and down it goes. Swarm Lord making a beeline for the Lehman Russ, using Leech Essence to stay alive. Pathogen is still in play, shooting that melter gun and their shotguns. 188, 185. Vanguard veterans on the field for GiDDoLo, and they have the Power Fist. These guys buffed in 2.2, they now have 1800 hit points compared to the 1600 that the Assault Marines have. And getting some hits off with that Power Fist. I think it's 50 heavy melee DPS, that Power Fist. Can they finish off this Lehman Russ? Great armor hit, surely. Down it goes. Nicely done. The Lictor was there as well. Tier 3 Lictor with heavy melee damage and quite a freaking lot of it as well. Paladin chasing down the Carnifex. Paladins, I should say. And a Terminator Librarian with Liber Daemonica, Might of Titan, will make those Paladins even more scary. You see the buff there. 158, 185. It does drain the Librarian's energy though, and now that's his energy gone. This is a dead Swarm Lord, surely. Las Cannon and Auto Cannon on the field for the Imperial Guard. Down goes the Swarm Lord. It hits so well. 153, 185. Huge engagement here. Look at the map for Red Team. They are taking 2 of the victory points though. It's going to be a 2-1 for them. Everyone well into tier 3. SuperHooper. Is he saving up for a Baneblade? I think he's going to. That will be a huge threat to the Land Raider and that Carnifex. Here comes the brother captain's level 4. There is the Hammer boosting speed and giving some damage resistance. Can he threaten that Land Raider though? I don't think he can. Where are the Paladins? They're back. They're back in SuperHooper's base reinforcing. And how much is it? 108.25. Wow, that's pretty damn cheap. That is incredibly cheap for a Terminator variant. I'm not sure if that's intended or not. 153, 177. Very, very good reinforcement cost that is intended. 153, 177. Very surprised at that. HandS0me just lost something. I think it was his stormtroopers. They were caught capping here, I think. Yeah, you see the dead bodies. 153, 176. Land Red Redeemer doing an excellent job, but he doesn't want to overextend this thing. Carnifex being tied up by the Xenos Power Claw. We still have Barb Strangler Warriors now in retreat. Ouch. Do not want to fight a Nemesis Force. Halberd, brother captain, is level 5 and he is getting tons of XP. There's an orbital. The orbital beams actually do a lot of damage to vehicles when they explode, but they have to be on the vehicle when they explode, obviously. Xenos Power Claw going after that Land Raider, and here are Paladins, and GiDDoLo overextended this thing, kept it pushed up way too long, and he's going to lose it, I think. You see the scouts reinforcing and retreating back to it. Are they going to go down? Yep, scouts go down, and this Land Raider is done for. You see the global repair buff, but it doesn't help out. 112, 168. And blue team capitalizes a triple cap for red. Another Swarm Lord on the way for CreamySurprise, but GiDDoLo has lost a hell of a lot of stuff. Just had Vanguard veterans, just lost 3 models, and Terminators. And it's gone for the assault cannon. 80, 168, triple cap for red. Can they hold on against Paladins? And another Lehman Russ that's on the way. They should be able to. They have Terminators, a Swarm Lord, a Conifex, a Lictor. Both commanders are down though. That is a blow. Swarm Lord needs to move. Needs to move. 61, 168. There's a single for blue. Maybe they aren't going to hold on. Gonna get a 2 to 1, maybe even a double. Nothing's capping mid. Here we see a capillary tower from the Infestation Global. 168, 159. Double set of teams, las cannon and an auto cannon. That Swarm Lord might be in trouble if it comes mid, because we also have a Lehman Russ here, and that las cannon will snare the Swarm Lord. What's going on west side? Brother Captain almost level 7. Strat Squad at level 4, which is the maximum level for a non-commander unit. Interceptors also level 4. 23, 42 hit points with grief. Paladins travelling back to base. They cannot retreat, of course. And here is that Swarm Lord getting snared by the las cannon. 161, 118, I should say. Double cap for blue. And it's going to be close. We're still going. Lictor Alpha is idle. What is he up to? 61, 107. Another Lehman Russ from SuperHooper, and why not get Vanquisher for both of them? I would. Vanguard capping, and it's going to be a 2 to 1 for red. This Lictor Alpha needs to do something. Has Corrosive Claws, Deadly Jump, and Pheromone. Just used the Pheromone to give himself some damage resistance, but it wasn't worth it, and he's forced off. 53, 107. Swarm Lord taking a lot of damage here. Both the setup teams were forced off, were they? Yes, both back at base. Needs to get those guys moving. Venerable Dreadnought dropped by GiDDoLo. Was that a good choice at this point? He should have waited, I think, for the setup teams to come back into play and then dropped it on their faces. 42, 107. 2-ton cap for red. Strat Squad getting jumped. Still no weapon upgrade for these guys. I really would have got them a Psy Cannon. Oh, he's gone for Nemesis Focus for these guys. That's why they have so much hit points. Almost 2300 with their Justicart, but they lose him there. Terminator Librarian backing away, has the Codicum Aeternum, gives him Shrouding. 30, 107. Swarm Lord is still kicking, and there is Ward on the Paladins, changing his weapon very late game, the Brother Captain. Nemesis Falling Star, great support weapon. Paladins teleporting in, they want to finish off this Swarm Lord. Kicking off mid big time, there's a ton of formation. It's not going to knock down that heavy weapon squad because they have the refractor field up. Double Lehman Russes still in play. 3107 still. There's the 2 to 1 for red. Can they see this out now? Swarm Lord might go down. Oh no, las cannon isn't in range anymore. It's gone out of firing arc. Would have finished it off if he turned it. And that might be it for blue team. Or not. Paladins decapping using their 5,000 hit points to do so. There's a decap, 16107. It's close, it's so close. HandS0me, in fact everyone floating insane amounts of power. No power harass at all, apart from the power harass we saw here earlier on. Red team not bothering to replace their generators, no need. GiDDoLo now has a Predator tank on the way. These Vanguard have really bled him a lot. I'd think very long and hard before getting a Submarines versus a Brother Captain because of that halberd is so painful. 1698. Commissar Lord is level 8. Done very well. Brother Captain on his way to level 8. He's going for the Holy Armour of Titan at the end. Gives him plus 600 hit points. Techmarine is just level 3, way in enemy territory. Lictor Alpha level 5. Needs to get moving. 1685, there's a 2-to-1 for blue. Can they hold on? Venerable Dreadnought guarding red team's natural. Catechins guarding. Why did he set it off? Set off the explosive for some reason. Not sure if that was a misclick or something. 1674, Catechins do infiltrate themselves when they're idle, as you can see there. 2 Lictors stalking around the east side. Does not have a detector here. Apart from the, oh, he has the Catechins here, you fool. So you can see those Lictors. 1664. GiDDoLo wants to go together. CreamySurprise now has a GiDDoLo brood, but does not have melee synapse. And without melee synapse, I don't think it's really worth it to get GiDDoLos, to be honest. 1655. There's the pheromones, but they're just taking damage, getting kited by that tank, and they're forced off. 1649. HandS0me has not made a run at red team's natural. Is going to support this to defend their own. 1643. Can they hold on? Lictor Alpha, in fact, jumping in, trying to decap. This is going to be close. There's a merciless strike. Submarines in a world of hurt there, though. Painful, painful, painful. But the captain is still wielding his staff. Has now swapped GiDDoLo armor fighting. 1635. 1-to-1 cap. Nothing, making a push to the west. This Predator's going to go down. GiDDoLo again overextending. Or is it going to go down? He needs to jump with his interceptors, but doesn't have. He does have the energy, but I think he wants to use his grenade. 11:35. Down it goes. The wrist-mounted side cannon for the Paladins, finishing it off. Pretty awesome option that they have. 6:35. 2-to-1 cap for red. Looks like they've got this. GG from SuperHooper and CreamySurprise. And there is the game for red team. Wow. Let's look at the comms. Level 8 brother captain. He has, what is it called? Immortal up. 6 seconds of damage immunity, I believe. Commissar Lord halfway through level 8. Techmarine was still down at the end. And Lictor Alpha level 6. A close game, could have gone either way. I think HandS0me should have perhaps pushed against the west side of something. Maybe he just sent his Paladins there to take down the Dreadnought and try and decap. But there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.